Erinn, this is a very funny movie. It feels like, I mean this in the best way, it had a very improvisational flair to it. Is that just a
Yeah.
credit to Thom in what he was doing, or is it a credit to you guys? A little bit of both. How did you guys get that natural feeling within that enclosed space? I really
I
enjoyed it.
think it was well, it was definitely a little bit of both. I mean, the script is solid. It was very fun. And then Thom is he's such a comedy fan. Like he's a good writer. He's a great guy. He's so like energetic. And he was so excited to have the cast that he had. So he was like, if you guys have anything, if you have suggestions before we start shooting, if you have things you don't want to say, if you have things you want to add, if you want to improv some, of course, totally go for it. And then, I mean, with everything, you work from the script and then you add a little bit in. So there was certainly, but yeah, there was a lot of improvised stuff, and I was happy. He would, I think a lot of my improvs made it in. I think because I was like, I had the most free kind of character. My character, like a quarter of the way through, gets, drinks a glass of wine that is laced with a bunch of Molly. So then it's like
Yeah.
all bets are off in terms of what I should, can't say. I can do whatever I want, which was fun.
Can you just talk about that without giving too much away? That monologue
Yeah.
about your character's journey from being just a party girl or just a person, a normal college kid, going from doing that to becoming a mother, a responsible mother.
Yeah.
And I love that monologue. Was that a lot
Oh,
of prep
thank
for
you.
that? Yeah. So yeah.
That was, I mean, I think that it was initially, I talked a lot with Thom about it beforehand and was like, I don't think we get quite to the crux of what it is with this character. I mean, she's coming from the place of she feels that she's lost herself a little bit, like she used to be fun and now she is arranging kids things and parties, and she's like a little bored in her life. And so we kind of worked it out of like what might be funniest and what might be most real. And it is her moment to like kind of bare her soul to her friend and tell her where she's coming from. So we worked on it a bunch, and then we got in the pool and it was like just a couple degrees too cold. Like they had the heater on, but it was just a little too cold. So like, great, let's do it. We got like let's not do this too much. Let's get it. So we kind of just like threw it out there and tried a bunch of different stuff. But I was happy with what ended up on screen.
Well, Aaron, you're not going to be happy with me for a couple of reasons.
Oh
I
no.
really wish I could turn back time. And I'm going to
Mm.
ask you, what have I missed within the last 10 years? Because I hear so many great things about Children's Hospital. What am I missing with that? That's part A. And
Oh,
an absolute sacrilege. I still, at 51, have not seen A Christmas Story. I've seen the scenes, but what am I missing with that iconic thing? And what has it been like being part of that sequel and having it so beloved as well? So those two
yeah.
questions.
Well, if you've never watched any Children's Hospital and you are a fan of kind of like alt meta comedy, then that's a treat you have all waiting for you. I mean, I still do think that was probably the most fun thing I've ever worked on. That was like so far the highlight of my career personally, getting to work with all of these people that I just adore and look up to and think are the funniest people out there. So getting to do that, and then Medical Police, absolutely, that is like a treasure waiting for you. And then Christmas Story, you've never said, oh my God, I'm so of the gen.
Apologies.
Like it was always on in my house. It was all, with that marathon, 24-hour marathon, you would just like put it on. It was just this like piece of nostalgia, which is weird because it wasn't nostalgia for me. I didn't grow up in the 40s. Like, yeah, I wasn't like, I didn't do any of that, but it was just that like perfect childhood point of view that everybody can relate to, of wanting the thing for Christmas, and your parents are standing in the way and your teachers don't get you and nobody's understanding how important this is. So getting a chance to be in A Christmas Story Christmas, which I think is a beautiful and such a cute movie, was so wonderful. I felt so lucky to be a part of it, truly. And I am so proud of that movie. I think it's fantastic, and especially for people that were fans of the first movie, I think is a perfect sequel to that. They did a great job.
Are you able to actually watch the donor party and laugh as an audience member or as a cinephile, or is it hard because you and the ensemble and the filmmaker were just so close to the project? Can you divorce yourself from that?
I can watch stuff that I'm in, I'll just expand it to things that I'm in and projects. I do like to watch them because, especially working with really funny people that I admire, I really want to see the scenes that I wasn't in. So, like watching Donor Party and seeing the scenes between Malin and Ryan or Jerry, or the stuff that happens in the bathroom with her and Dan, and all of that stuff that I wasn't there for. That's what I can laugh at and watch, and then we'll text and be like, "Oh my God, you're hilarious." I don't necessarily want laugh at the things that I did. More, I'm like, I like breaking it up and be like, that didn't play the way I thought, or oh, I'm happy with that, or whatever. But the scenes that I'm not in, I love watching those.
Erinn, from people like me who are outsiders looking in, they can go on your IMDb and they can just look at all of these great projects you've been in.
Please do.
Right. And here's the thing. I think some people who are probably tunnel vision are saying, oh, well, the acting game for you is pretty, you're a vet, so it's not as hard as it was for you at the beginning. Is that a myth? Meaning, is it always going to be a challenge no matter what part of the ladder or stage you are as an actor as far as working in the business?
Yeah, I think it's always a challenge. I mean, it's feast or famine. That's kind of, it tends to be that. And maybe some people it's not that as much, but the first half of last year, I was so busy to the point where I was like, okay, all right, a little break will be good. And then we're a little slow down. And now these last 6 months, I had a dentist appointment and I had a couple things. Like, I just like, there's, I'm like, hello, where's everybody? Hollywood, are you there? I know something will come. But I think that's the way it is for most people. You work a bunch, or you work some and then you sit some, and then you wonder if there will ever be work again. And then you get more work and you are like, oh, you're right, I work. And then it goes away. It's just this weird kind of cycle. And I'm sure at certain levels, some of that goes away, maybe when you're just the people that are being offered stuff all the time. But I don't really, most of the people and friends that I talk to are all in the same boat, regardless of level. You're just like, how is it for you right now? Are you having, okay, oh, good, yay. Or, oh, sorry,
Erinn, final question. Now, this is a two-parter. Yeah. For my Find Your Film podcast, I ask actors and filmmakers to look at, speaking of IMDb, to look at their resume. Yeah. And is there one particular project, TV or movie that you feel is either overlooked, underrated, that you would like more people to check out, and why? And the second part of my question is the requisite. Can you, off the top of your head, can you name one of your all-time favorite films, and why does it speak to you? So,
okay. All right. Things that people haven't seen in me. Oh, you know what? A movie that I absolutely love is It's a Disaster. That was a little indie movie I did with like America Ferrera, Julia Stiles, David Cross, like all these guys that work together all the time, written by and directed by Todd Berger. I 100% endorse this movie. It's about friends, a couple's brunch, and then the end of the world happens and we're stuck inside and we're mostly dealing with our own shit. So funny, so good. We were trying to put together a sequel on that. So if anyone's got a couple $1 million they want to throw away, that'd be great. And so
you're still open to a sequel if that person has couple $1 million?
No, there's a script and they're trying to put something together, but it just, funding, we need funding. Who's got the millions? Send it our way. Yeah, everybody's on board. And then one of my all-time favorite movies. I mean, two, like the classic is the one that is my absolute Groundhog Day. That's my favorite movie, hands down, done. And then another one, like on the other side of it, is probably, did you ever see Immortal, Beloved, the movie about Beethoven?
Erinn,
beautiful.
I'm so old. I did the press junket. I interviewed Yaron Krabbe and
I loved it so much. I mean, it's such a beautiful movie, and the end sequence with the Ode to Joy and the kid and he's running, and all of the times that they set these symphonies and these pieces to music, explaining what the emotion could have been coming from, was so well done. I love that movie.
Did that film make you more of a Beethoven enthusiast, or were you already walking into that movie and it just...
I already was, but it definitely made it more. Yeah.
Okay, Erinn, thank you so much. Really love the Donor Party. Laughed out loud a couple times.
Oh,
so great job. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, take care.